Hi. If you came by, thank you for coming by. My name's Tori Christman. Online, known as Tori Magoo 44 on YouTube and TikTok. And that is in honor of my dad. This is my dad. This is a football picture of me. He played for the Chicago Cardinals. You can see his number is 44. So when Bunker arrived in 2008, I was in Scientology for 30 years. And I escaped out in 2000. And in 2008, Scientology took on Scientology, a section of Anonymous took on Scientology. Hi, California Dreamin'. Hi, Critic Cinema. Thank you for coming by. Hi, Kelly. Hey, JB808. Thanks for coming on. All right. The kids are here. Good. So anyway, Professor Kakan, good. Passing through to say hi and drop a like. All right, thank you. All right, I hope you're okay. Are you doing okay? Because you're losing your loved one? I hope you are. I've been thinking about you. I know it's really hard. It's been very hard for me losing my little kitty cat, Elvis. And, you get used to them, and there's certain mannerisms that they do all the time. And then, every time I eat yogurt, every morning I have yogurt. And Elvis used to have part of it with me. And his name's Elvis because we inherited him from our neighbors next door. They named him Elvis. But he was always in our yard and she got kicked out. So she said, "Can you take Elvis?" And I said, "Yeah, he's here all the time anyway." So we inherited Elvis. Hey, Style Cricket, Pro Con, and all. That's from Aloha 808, JB 808. All right, good. Hi, Style Audit. How's Chicago? I don't envy you with the summer coming. Woo! It gets hot and humid in Chicago and Florida, both of them. Rough. But it's 100 degrees here tomorrow. It's very hot here, believe it or not. Here's my new nails. See? For Easter. Hey there, Kelly Style. Cricket says, hey. Well, that's good. So for anybody new, thank you for joining today. If you have a question or a comment, you want me to see, please type in the word question or comment. Yeah, thank you. That definitely helps. It does. Style Audit, we just had a near miss with a big tornado. I saw that on the news. I'm glad you missed it. They missed you. 4-inch hail. Oh, I've been in those big hailstorms. The worst is if you're driving. They have like golf ball, hail. If you've never been in hail, it's ice. It's frozen ice that comes out of the sky. And I'm telling you, if you're driving, it is scary. Okay, so, got to check in with my family in and outside of Chicago. Yeah, definitely do. I know there's a lot of weird weather going on. I mean, really weird. My brother lives in New Mexico, one of them. One lives in Thailand, one lives in New Mexico. And the New Mexico one told me it's real, they haven't had a winter at all. It's 78 degrees today in New Mexico. And technically it's still winter for them. I mean, it's still winter for us, but we don't really have winter. There you go. Anyway, I'm glad you guys came over and visited. So today I thought there's two things happening tonight. One is the Aftermath Foundation.org is having a is that it? That's it. Yeah. They're having a raffle. So if anybody, they have pretty cool stuff on there. I looked at some of this stuff. And if you want, you can go on there and help them with that. The money goes to help people that are leaving a cult All right, so Professor Kakan, thank you, dear Tori. We had a vet come and help her go to sleep and pass on. Can still censor any. Oh, you will for a long time. You will censor for a long time. That's how I am with Elvis. He's every morning when he passed away a few years ago, but every morning when I have my yoga, and I'm like, hey, Elvis. There's the Aftermath Foundation. Thank you, Kelly, for putting that up. Yeah, they have some cool stuff, and you can, you know, it's a raffle. So you put, I think I think that's how it works. You put money in anyway. Read it and see the instructions. But some of the stuff looked pretty cool to me. Some of it are trips and pretty neat stuff. So there you go. Hi, Power Lies to Paralyze. Good to see you too. I love that nickname. But it's so true, isn't it? Power lies to paralyze. We're living in that. Yeah, our condolences. Truly, it's very hard. It's hard to get over. You just so you know. It'll take a while. It's not like a couple days or a week and then you're better. I mean, that's at least that's my opinion, having done it myself a few times and watched other people. And it's just hard because there's that unconditional love that they have, and and you just miss them. That's the way it is. But you can always talk to them. My view is we're like radios, and if you put your antennas up, they often will swing by. 39 watching and only 17 likes. Come on now, who forgot? Good one, Kelly. You're probably going, Hey, Cricket. I can't read the second word. Sorry to hear that, Professor. I know. Yeah, we're with you. You'll get through it. Okay, so anyway, tonight the subject is Let's Talk OSA. Now, what I'm going to talk about, many of you may have heard, you may not have. So please bear with me. But I was in Scientology, like I said, for 30 years. My auditor towards the end, like Scientology is like a triangle, and towards the top part of the triangle, he was my auditor and best friend, I thought. And he said in the 90s, Tori, we've got to handle the internet. It's going to ruin our church. And I said, what's happening? And he said, well, there's these really evil people. They're on the internet. I don't want you to look at them because we had a friend that it looked like she went insane. It turned out when I got out, she called me and told me, no, I didn't go insane. They drugged me and reverse audited me. Auditing makes you better, supposedly. Reverse auditing makes you worse. So that's what happened to her. And she wrote a book about it. Her name's Nancy Maney. But anyway, I had seen her and she was friends with me and Bill. Bill was my auditor, Bill Yachty. And Bill said, look what happened to Nancy. That's because she was reading the internet, Tori. So I was like, okay, I'm not reading the internet. I have no interest in it. So from that, he got me to open up an email account. He just wanted one email account. I got it done and he was thrilled. And I had no idea. I said, what are you going to do with it? And he said, I'm not going to tell you. And I said, what do you mean you're not going to tell me? What are you using it for? He said, here's the thing. These people are really evil, which is actually what Scientology is. And they get you in deposition and they keep you in deposition for a long, long time. And he said, you don't want that, Tori. And I said, no, I don't. And he said, so I'm just not going to tell you. And then you can honestly say, I don't know. They never told me. And that's the truth. They never did. So, I mean, after I got out, I found out, but it wasn't until I got out. And all of that, those actions got me to wake up and escape out. That's why I left, was because of what Bill Yachty and the Office of Special Affairs did to me, because they basically threw me under the bus once I started questioning it and saying I don't want to do it anymore. Then they just pitched me under the bus. And it was like, I didn't get into Scientology to stop free speech and get thrown under the bus for helping you. No, it took another probably year to fully wake up because I knew I was going to lose all my friends. But I got my son out first, which was good. And then I did it. So OSA, though, what do they do? This is what they did when I did it, and I think they're still doing it. Now, that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but they basically have three goals. One is to distract off of anything they don't want you people or anyone else in the world to see that's bad news about Scientology. And a lot of things are factual. I mean, there's a guy that wrote Barefaced Messiah, Russell Miller. He was never in Scientology, but it's a very factual book about L. Ron Hubbard and what really happened. And I recommend you read it. Okay, 49ers for life. Hi, question. Do you think your ex-husband would still be in Scientology if OSA asked him to do the same things they asked you to do? Well, first of all, he wouldn't do them. So he as much as he's a wonderful guy, he's a strong guy, he's funny, he's very smart. But one thing that he really lacked, and I realized that in Florida when we moved there, is courage. He could not face people labeled SPs. He thought they were really evil. But in all fairness to him, he grew up, he got in it when he was, I think, 5. His parents started going in 1950 to L. Ron Hubbard's, different lectures. And so he lived through when Hubbard created PTS, which is potential trouble source, and SPs. And they had to really scare people to death because his mother explained it to me. It's like people left once Hubbard said, because it was Dianetics, that's what they all got in for. And then Hubbard said, no, we're going to start the Church of Scientology. And a whole bunch of the Dianeticists said, not us. We didn't get in here for church or religion. No, we're out. So I think this is my theory that he had to create something that was a strong enough barrier that no one would talk to those people because he knew if they talked to those people, they would leave too. And that's true to this day. They're not allowed, they declare people a suppressive person. This is my SP declare. And, they've got all these lies about me. And then on the back, it says my only terminal is the Continental Justice Chief via the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. But neither one of them will talk to me at all. It's so stupid, Osa. I mean, when you think about it, people all the time say, why do they do that? A guy told me today, I went into a grocery store and a guy went, hey, I remember you. We talked. I looked you up on the internet. I saw that. Wow. Thank you. I've told a bunch of my friends. And I said, good, because I talked to him about passing it on to younger people. So that was cool. But he brought it up and said, why do they do that where they shut the doors? That is so stupid. They have the big sign, everyone's welcome, and then they shut the doors. It's not like they're selling anything illegal. They're selling Dianetics books. Anyway, it's really stupid. They have really ruined that organization themselves. I really think. Question. Do you think, okay, so anyway, that's the answer to that question, which is he wouldn't have done it. And he would have never, the only reason I was able to face it was because I had massive migraine headaches once I got on OT7, which turned out they had to do with menopause and premenopause. But I didn't know that. And so I was trying to read self-improvement books to get better and find a solution for it. And he would just make fun of me. He'd be like, "Oh, you've got some more of your secret library." And I was like, "Hey, it's helping." And I think it stripped off mind control. I do. It really did. Now this says, I have the book and read it. Okay, which book? Wait a minute, there's somebody right before you. What did they say? Oh, hey, Kelly. Okay. I have, oh, The Barefaced Messiah. Okay, good, good. It is excellent. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. People who know all kinds of philosophies and things like that really acknowledge Russell Miller for that book. Um, so anyway, their three goals were to distract off of Scientology, anything they don't want people to see, and divide and conquer, get them fighting with each other, talking about each other, posting things with each other. And then the third one was just slime the area. So people go, I don't even want to do that anymore. I'm sick of Scientology. There, Voice is winning on that. Every one of those three steps, if you're doing it. And there's a few people that are now doing a thing where they have a wall set up so you can't really read all the shit they're saying about us. You have to pay to read the stuff they're saying about us. And you have to think about, what kind of a pussy would do that, where you have to pay to see your lies that you're putting up? Because they're not true. If they were true, you'd be able to speak them. You'd be able to call me up and talk to me, but they can't. Hi, Angel, Mo the dog mom. All right. Hey. Anyway, you'd be able to call people up, and I believe in that. It's like, if I don't like you, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to be behind your back telling people about you. I'm going to come out and say, look, this is what I think. And because these certain people were losing subscriptions while they were doing that, they were doing it for a while, they were doing it overtly. So now they made a wall and you can't see anything. But various people have told me my name's on the list of people that they're pissed off about. And I'm like, okay, you know, it still is pathetic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think? Somebody answer me. I mean, do you think that's a little bit weaselly? It's just kind of a snake in the ground that is posting shit behind a wall and you have to pay to see the lies. Hey, Fancy Face. Hi, AGT Mom. So what do you guys think? You think it's cool, it's okay, or not? I don't think it's cool, but my dad taught me about bullies when I was a young kid. It is disgusting. Thank you. And my dad said, look, it doesn't matter that people disagree with you. That's fine, as long as they'll sit down at the table with you. But the ones who won't sit down at the table with you, which is these people, those people are bullies and they really don't care about helping you, sorting it out. All they want is to get their way. So just stay away from them. And that's what I think. I think don't pay for it. Don't go there. Don't talk about it. I mean, I'm only talking about it this one time because I want for 25 years, I've been talking about the three goals of OSA because nobody else was in on it. Thank you, Power Lives to Paralyze. I love you, Tori. I can't imagine anyone other than OSA hating on you. I know. I mean, it's so OSA. It's such a, oh, they got Tori on the list, whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. They have the fact that they're listing people and going against them is just so OSA. It's the second step in their program. divide and conquer, right? And it's like you just have to think. I mean, see, I've sat in their office. So it isn't their office because I never worked in OSA. I worked with Bill Yachty. So I sat in his house, but I saw him online and how he would act. And if he would, how it works is this, because he wanted me to open up 10 different accounts. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then someone would post, L. Ron Hubbard's a liar. And then he would come on and say, that's not true, as Joe Smith. And no one would say anything. So then he'd come on as Mary Frances and he'd say, I liked L. Ron Hubbard. I thought he was cool. Anyway, he just kept going with all these fake names until finally a real person would say, I do think L. Ron Hubbard was a liar. And he'd jump up and look so excited, light up a cigarette, and he'd go, bingo, we're going to dinner. And I'd say, what are you talking about? And I know I've said this before, but I think it's very important for people to realize that's their celebration. Good. You're fighting with each other. And it's like, I get it. If they're really saying snarly stuff about you and you want to say it's not true or whatever, do that. But don't start doing snarly stuff against them because that puts you in the same boat as they are, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But you guys tell me what you think. All right. Now, if you're trying to ruin someone, hiding the information doesn't seem productive. Well, but they're trying to make money also. Remember that. You have a point. Asking people to pay seems desperate. That's what I think. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. That is a perfect description, Cricket. It's desperate. It is. I think posting behind a paywall is really deplor- deplorable and saddening. You're right, Verity. It is. It is. It's like that. That our group of ex-Scientologists has shrunk to that level, and a few people that were really looked up on. I mean, it's pathetic. It is. And to those people that did do this, you can turn it around. You can take down that shit, whatever it is, and just start going back to exposing the abuses of the Church of Scientology, which is really what the ex Scientology movement has been for many, many years. And now it's kind of, I'm pretty sure OSA is probably in on this ex Scientology group because every time I see people, just that's all they do is snarl with each other. I'm like, okay, somebody's in here because this is their program. It's not like it's just too, that's what they want and that's what they get. You're not going to win, OSA, just so you know. Just like I said, the guy in the grocery store today said to me, I know you. I went on the internet and looked you up and oh my God, thank you. He said, I'm telling every young person about it so they don't get roped into it. I said, good. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, now let's see. It's disgusting. Weasel is a good description, Tori. Exactly. No, he is compensating. Okay, he's compensating. Um, Fanciest face. How is he compensating? It's pathetic. That's correct. Scissors. At mom. Just another way to raise money. That's what I think. I do. I think it's a twofold thing. It's a way to raise money, and it's a way to hopefully, which is really stupid because it's really on the goal. I mean, it is high on the goals of OSA, and I know, and let me put this in there because I started saying this years ago, and people would say, well, we don't really care about the goals of OSA. And I'll just tell you, my dad, who was a professional football player, he's in the Football Hall of Fame. And he told me years ago, he said, Tori, you got to learn the rules of the game. Because if you don't know the rules of the game, there's no way you're going to win. They're going to know how to beat you because they know the rules. You see what I mean? And so you can say, oh, we don't care about OSA. It just doesn't affect us. Really? Well, then why are you all fighting with each other? It does affect you. So take your head out of the sand and look at what's really going on. You guys are good people. Everyone is. I really think. And I think if they got into it and got snarled into it, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying s- stop doing it. Start doing something more productive. That's healthier. That's not going to be healthy for you. I'm telling you, it's not. Some of you people have children. That's not going to be healthy for your kids to watch you in that kind of environment doing that. No, you got to set an example for kids. So they go, no, wait a minute. Would my dad do that? Would my mom do that? No. Okay, then I'm not going to do it. Whereas, yeah, my dad does it all the time. My mom does. They don't give a shit. It's like, okay, then and believe me, I speak from experience, not from my son, but friends of mine who kind of ran that way. It was like, well, okay, whatever. They'll turn out okay. They didn't. They're a fucking mess. And when did it start? A long time earlier. It's not like it starts 2 days before somebody, steals from a store or something. Okay. It's strategic, but definitely not cool to make up lies. Thank you, JV808. Very true, both of them. Hi, Beck, 33. Fancy face. He's smarmy. Okay. Thank you, lies to paralyze. I already read that. I appreciate it. I can't imagine anyone hating on me either. As much, although I lived through it, where I think the entire internet that had anything to do with Scientology was either hating on me, spreading lies about me, or saying nothing. There were a lot of people that knew it was a bunch of shit, but man, they didn't want to get in it. And I understand it. It's a drag to get into the big snarl fest kind of thing. So I understood it, but I used to say all the time, tick tock, time is on our side. What did that mean? We can tell the truth. I can talk to David Miscavige. He could come in right now and I'd say, have a seat. We've got an interview to do about OSA, and you can tell us why the hell you do what you do. Bill Yachty, come on over. I mean, I don't have to hide things, but they do. See, and that's what these people who are ex-Scientologists are acting just like them. They have to hide. They have to shut the doors. That's what this guy today said to me in the grocery store. Why do they shut the doors? They look so stupid. That isn't me. That's a guy in the grocery store who told me that today. I think posting behind the paywall is really deplorable and saddening. Yeah, I agree with you, Verity. I know I read that, but I think I want to read it again. If you're trying to ruin someone, hiding the information doesn't seem productive. I know but it makes it hidden so then people pay. I get it. It's sort of like secret. That's how Scientology is. It's like it's secret. We can't tell you. You have to pay and then you can get up to the top secret level. So it's basically running a Scientology program is really what it is. It's amazing. I read Ben Corden's book. I knew him in Riverside. Yeah, he's a good guy. We used to go out to the movies almost every weekend. All right, right. Power, crazy. Yeah. No room for that energy in my future. Good. Yeah, I don't want anyone to have any energy in that, but that's why I can speak from experience. It isn't like I heard it or I read it or I I I think it happened. I opened the phony accounts. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not proud about it, but I didn't know what they were doing. And once I did realize what they were doing, I left within probably a few weeks after that. It was just like, that's it. I'm done. Once they threw me under the bus, that was really the night I left Scientology. And that was spooky. If you guys want to hear that story, tell me. I think I've told it a bunch, but no room for that energy in my future. Good. That's a good thing to do. Or in my past, really. Good. Okay, now this is the magical mermaid. All right. Unfortunately, many nonprofits end up being tools for frauds with no genuine interest in helping anyone but themselves. That may be true, and I think it is true, but we're talking about Scientology tonight because I can't talk about every nonprofit and how they're ineffective. Scientology used to be effective. They did. They had a lot of, you used to look in, I mean, they were swamped. Professor Kakan, you know, I mean, they had just tons and tons of people all around all the orgs. And they were orgs. They weren't churches. They didn't call them churches. Anyway, uh, Analytical Mama Squirrel says, "Hi, Kelly. Practices accept the pre-clear. Hi, Kelly. Practices except when the pre-clear is." I can't read it. I don't know what you have to rewrite that because it doesn't. It just came out that first part. Hi, Cricket. Aloha, aloha. There you go. Kakan, hi. Hi, Miss Tori. Hi, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Hi, Antics. Many board or head members of big operations religious orders are Freemasons. Yep. The West Coast Fancy Nancy. All right, there we go. Okay, now Verity says people may become members initially to hear their gripes, but it's doubtful that membership will be restored as those members become bored. Well, that's another possibility. It is, but I just think it's sort of like, you know, s- swimming in the swamps kind of thing. And I'm just saying to people, to my friends who are on the internet, don't buy into it. Don't. It's like a bunch of gang members who don't have enough guts to do anything by themselves. They have to have a group with them. And then they have to pick on people. And it's like, you know, pick up the phone and call me. If you got a problem with me, you can call me anytime. You can say whatever you want. I don't mind. But I want to know what it is. Benny Bob. All right, Tori, I'm a member of ASL's channel. He is just doing it to not pollute the public arena. He is only answering back to Nora and Liz. He only mentioned you once and said you are totally well intentioned. Well, tell him thank you. I appreciate that. But I don't think he should. I don't think it helps to pick on Nora and Liz. I just don't. And I just don't think it's healthy. I don't. That's all there is to it. And that's from my dad. It just isn't. All right. Now, Marina, I grew up with really strong parents, though. They were like, you know, stand up for yourself, say what you want to say. You know, if you've got a problem with somebody, go talk to them about it. Don't just hide in the corner and put a wall around it and then have people pay so they can hear what you're saying about somebody. Come on. Even if it's just Nora and Liz, that's too many people. It is. In my book, that is. But thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it, Benny Bob. Um, yeah, I expected more from Aaron. I really did. I am really surprised that because he was, I thought, I never really followed him, so I can't really speak from experience, but I know he has enough subscribers that you would think he's doing really well. But I don't think this is helping them. I really don't. And I know it's helping OSA. I know that. They're every Thursday. It's like, all right, we got it. We got more people. It's such a win for them. And you can say, I don't care about that. Well, then what are you here for? It's like if you want to take down Scientology, you got to really take it down. And part of it is this Office of Special Affairs and all the dirty tricks that they do. Thank you, Marina. I am doing well. I mean, considering I'm doing well. My biggest thing is balance issues. And so walking is difficult for me, but I'm working on it. I am. Oh, Benny, that's not what he said about Tori. Okay, Kelly, so tell me what he said. I want to hear it. What did he say? If you know what he said and it wasn't that, tell me. Tell me. Okay. We know his children's friends watch his videos because they have been there to protest with him. How embarrassing for his daughters to see what he is posting now. See, the thing is this, Scissors, I know from watching friends of mine that didn't do what you're saying, and they kind of did what he's doing, just thinking, they'll be fine. They're not fine. They really need a guide. And that's what parents are. They're guides. They help guide you through the weeds, right? Wait. Go right. All right, go left. Or you ask them, what do you think? Do you think you should go right or left? I think I should go right. Okay, but what's going to happen? Look ahead on right. What's going to happen there or on left? Look ahead. See what's going to happen to you if you do it. And then that gets them thinking. Do you see what I mean? Versus just like, oh yeah, my dad's doing it, so I'm doing it. Really not smart. I'm telling you from experience. And it isn't something you can turn back. It's like once you start building that road of crap, you can't turn it back. They get older and that's the way they are for a long, long time. And it's really hard to undo the building of that. And the only person that's really responsible for that is the mother and father. That's my opinion, because that's their job, is to make sure their kids grow up healthy and survive well. That's my opinion. Now Ron Hubbard doesn't say that. He doesn't care about people being, I mean, he does. He says you got to be successful and everything else, but it's all so you can give him money. Do you know what I mean? It's not really so you can be successful in your life. I mean, even though he's got plenty of things that say that, but what I realized right before I left is everything that he writes on this side, let's say everything's got to look white. He's got another policy that says everything's got to look black. So whatever happens, he's covered with policy. The person. Anyway, it was weird to realize that. Okay, so Angie Mo, the dog mom. That is so funny, Angie. That is really funny. Anyway, absolutely not Kelly. Okay, so hi Marina. So what did Kelly say that's absolutely not? Okay, Benny, that's not what he said about Tori. Well, what did he say? Let's just put it out here. I mean, I really don't care. I've had people say shit about me for 8 years until Anonymous showed up. So I'm used to a lot of stuff. Let's see. D5 Melbourne says he needs therapy because, yes, he is running his own cult. Of course, he won't get it. Yeah, true. That's a very good point, and it would help him. It would. Style audit. Hey, D. All right, so looped tape. All right. It seems like there's a lot of trauma responses and returning to psi stuff, aka attacking instead of communicating, plus the toxic nature of the internet in general, amplifying misunderstandings and OSA too. Correct. That is correct. We want to hear all the stories. Yeah, everybody wants to hear it. So let's hear it. Kelly, you can tell me. It's all right. I'll live through it. Hey there, D5. Let's see. Tori's a liar. She's just making things up. She never did that. Of course, he was never there. So how does he know? Man, I'm so out of the loop at what's going on. Well, that's good, Marina, because it's not necessarily a good thing. Question: how long did it take you to realize LRH is a scam? You know, it's funny because I left because of Miscavige. I didn't leave because of Hubbard. I didn't really know Hubbard. I never liked him from day one. I thought he looked like Adolf Hitler because they had those big pictures of him all over Asho, and I hitchhiked from Chicago to Asho, and I thought, this guy looks a little weird. And he continued to be weird for me, because I have epilepsy. They wanted me off my medicine. I was PTS, all this other shit. They had all these names that they called me. And so he was never, somebody that I was like, oh, L. Ron Hubbard, he's so great. It was like, it, I, I thought he was a scam pretty early on, but I don't know that I thought of him as a scam, but I didn't like him. I didn't. So I left because of Miscavige, because I was on OT7 for 7 years. And I kept saying, I need to get off this level. I was 100 pounds overweight. That's an awful lot of weight. I mean, well, you can't tell with this. Let's see. But I've lost, I've lost 100 pounds, and I've kept it off for 15 years with Weight Watchers. That's pretty good. It wasn't with Scientology. They never helped me, not ever. They just said, okay, continue and charge me more money. So that's why I'm pissed off at Miscavige. But I also later I learned about Hubbard after I left. People talked to me and I read books, and, I later learned what a con man he was. But it took me a while. It took me a while because I didn't care. I never really liked him that much. So it was like, all right, whatever, I'm out of here. I was just so happy to get out of there. Oh, all right. So now, wait. All right, no, wait. What did he say about Tori? I remember. Okay. So they're totally well intentioned. Okay. And Kelly's saying that's not true. So what's the truth? Do you remember it, Kelly? Do you have it? I know you don't want to say it, but you could post it in the private message, and then at least I can see it. It seems there's a lot of trauma. Okay, so we went through that. True. Everybody's saying hi, hi, hi. Question: how long did it take? Okay, I answered that. Took a while. Hey, Tori, but it wasn't because I thought he was really a brilliant guy. I didn't. It just took me a while to find out the facts. And the main thing was like, how the hell did Miscavige take over the church? When Hubbard, I was at the event where he said it was announced L. Ron Hubbard wants Pat and Annie Broker to take over the church. I never knew Pat Broker, and I never knew Annie Broker, and I never heard their names. And I knew a lot of Sea Orgs, so I was like, all right, this is fishy right away. And then Miscavige, this little weasel, goes in front of everybody and goes, that, 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 and starts running the whole thing. And I said, who is this guy? And they said, don't ask, don't tell. That was the beginning of it. So once I got out, Jesse Prince talked to me about it. I said, how did Miscavige get in? And he talked to me about it and told, hi, Tori. There have only been a couple of videos directed at Nora and Liz. Okay. Whomever is telling you that you are on some list is just stirring the pot more. Love what you. Okay. Love what you? Thank you. Um, it doesn't matter. I still am going to say anybody who's putting anything behind a, 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 a wall where you have to pay for it, there's something wrong with it. I don't believe you're I don't think that's right what you're saying, but even if it is, I still think the wall thing is a bunch of shit. It's that's the advantage of the internet. That's what has helped people wake up is they can see stuff, they can find out about stuff, they can look stuff up. They can hear the truth. They can disagree. They can talk about it and go, "Oh, I never thought of it that way," right? But as long as you're behind a fence, and it's you have to pay to see what's behind the fence. Something's fishy. That's all. That's my opinion. Hi, Tori. Always love hearing your stories. Thank you. I forgot what the one was that I said. Do you want me to tell you that? Hi, Tori. I don't remember it. PHX Book Girl. Yes, I agree. Okay, Benny Bob said. All right. And Style Audit. Hey, Chicago. Tori, if anyone comes for you, they will have to come through me first. Chicago style. And we know that what that means. It's so true. Thank you. It was funny when I first, and you'll appreciate this style audit. When I first put up my YouTube site, it was in 2008. Bunker came over and said, "Here's a, you know, webcam." I said, "What am I going to do with that?" And he said, "We're going to make your video." I said, "What am I going to make a video about?" He said, "We're going to make a video about Tori Magoo has a YouTube site." So there you go. That started it. Now, the next day, OSA comes on and starts saying all this shit about me. So I went on that same day at night and I said, "OSA, I'm going to tell you something. I'm from Chicago and here's my policy. You F me once and I'm going to F you twice. Every time." And that's happened. It has every time. If they do, even if they do stuff against my friends, I do stuff to make sure that, I expose the, um, what's Ish's group? Who knows Ish's group? Nation of Islam. I exposed that. I saw Louis Farrakhan on TV saying everybody's going to be on course by Tuesday night, or we're going to thank you and say goodbye. So I turned on my webcam and I wrote out a whole thing about the nation, a message to the African American community. And I said, they don't give a shit about you. They care about money, bodies in the shop, and connections. That's it. And was in it for 30 years. They had 5 Black people, 5 African Americans in 30 years. That was it. I used to say, why don't you get more? Because I used to sell jewelry back in the day, and I met a lot of wonderful African Americans. Now, they had their own shit. I'm not even going to say it. Style audit. Oh yeah. Okay. So there you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kelly, Tori's very lucky to have you. I know I am. She's really a gem. This is about OSA tactics, guys, not Nora and Aaron. That's true. It is. And I want people to really understand how their tactics work. Because if you really get it, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing I really realized because people would fall into their, somebody would post a good fact about Hubbard and they'd be right there to distract off of it, right? And I thought, how can I help these guys so what can they do, right? And I realized all you have to do to basically screw OSA every time is repost the hot topic. You don't have to come up with a new topic. You just look at what was the hot topic that they don't want seen, that now they're talking about golf and basketball and this and that. Oh, L. Ron Hubbard had 3 wives, not 2. Okay, repost that and just keep reposting it. It's really funny to do it because you can see them have kind of a meltdown. They don't want that stuff on there. Thank you. Does it matter to you, not to me? Or is it Does it matter to you, not to me? Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you for posting that. I appreciate it. You can follow your own advice and call Aaron. I have called him. Find out what has been said. Even in your own chat, you have multiple stories. I don't have multiple stories about Aaron. I don't in my own chat that I know of. You can send them to me if I do. I have one that I made a video to Aaron specifically trying to help him so he didn't go to prison. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I did. I did. And I've called him on the phone. I have. But you know what? There's a two-way thing. It's like it isn't up to me to call him. If he wants to post stuff about me, he can call me up and talk to me. That's what I'm saying. If you have a problem with somebody, call them up and talk to them. Don't post it on the internet. It's just that's the way I feel. But thank you. Does it matter to you, not to me, that said that to me? All right. Now, Red Smirk 54. Wow, that's an interesting Nick. Hi, Tori. Wonderful to see you. Well, you look amazing as always. Thank you. Thank you. I'm always surprised how many people ask me if I'm okay. It's like, yeah, I am. Okay, now. Exactly. Great point. Okay. I missed her point. What was her point? Hmm. So, okay, there it is. Somebody agrees too. Yes, I agree. I don't see her point though. Oh, there it is. Okay, hi Tori. There have been a couple of videos directed at Nora and Liz. Whoever is telling you that they're on some list is just stirring the pot more. All right. Well, thank you. Well, I hope it calms down and they stop doing it. I just think it's very, very, very destructive. Comment. You look as slim as the day I met you. Ah, that's fun. We got to get together, Professor Kakan. We should. D5. Jenna posted today an audio of a police interview with PIs who followed Ron Sr. and were possibly hitmen. Yeah, that was awful. I remember when I think they were PIs or bodyguards, and they called Miscavige because they said, "I think your dad's having a heart attack," and he said, "Let him go." It was just very, what kind of person is that? What's up, Rib Guy? 49ers for Life asks. I think Aaron should sincerely apologize to Tori first for pulling her into bullshit connected drama, then move on. Forget about the other outside noise. And thank you for that, JB808, but I'm not expecting an apology. I don't care. I want people to do what's healthy and good for them. And I don't think hiding stuff behind walls is healthy. I don't think he'll apologize. I know he won't. That audio is wild. Oh, you heard it. Wow. Power lies to paralyze. Heard it. So it's on your site, D? We can hear it? Sorry, everyone listening while cooking. All right. What are you cooking? Does it matter to you, not to me? Rib Guy if you search Scientology, you shouldn't have to see Aaron's drama. Great point. Scientology has a lot of drama out there. He says the reason for the paywall, this is loop to tape, loop tape, is to avoid videos about drama coming up when people look for information exposing Scientology to highlight the abuses. Others say it's so he won't lose people. It's his choice. I'm just telling you what the goals of OSA are. Distract off of Scientology. Somebody having stuff behind a wall, aren't you sort of wondering, well, what's behind that wall, right? And people passing around, this is what's being said and stuff like that. Divide and conquer, definitely. And slime the area so people go, you know what, I don't even want to post there anymore. That's happened to a few big sites that people think, oh, that's not going to happen. Oh, yeah, don't. Hello, darling. Just heading to bed. Oh, after a night at the theater. Ooh, come on, Hagabasher. Great Scott, you've got to tell us what was at the theater. What did you watch? Come on. You can't go to bed like that. Then we're in mystery. Style audit. Maybe I should make a video in front of Hagabasher's house. Yeah, that is, well, I don't know if she wants that, but if she wants it, yeah. What are you watching, Rib Guy? Hey, Haggis. Hagabasher. Great Scott. Hi, darlings. Yes, Tori, 100%. Okay, now, yes, Tori, 100% as far as what? As far as what Rib Guy's cooking, as far as not supporting OSA, what? Amanda Ambrose and Little Amber, Jesse Prince, Isaac Hayes, maybe a handful more. Yeah, there was Amanda. I didn't know Little Amber. I don't know if I knew Jesse, but I think I knew of him. I saw him at the event. So it was Amanda. Michael Roberts was another one. And Isaac Hayes. Yeah. And I think there were a couple other girls that were black, but it was really a small group of people for a long time. Okay, Cricket says, I saw Farrakhan's house when I was in Chicago. Really? How'd it look? You know that my old roommate works for Farrakhan now. No, not Farrakhan. No. He works for who's the other guy who makes all the movies? That's what he works for. Who's the guy with the big, he bought all those sets down in the South and gave them to like Eddie Murphy and Oprah and stuff like that. Anyway, he works for him. So I went from living here. He was going to be a basketball player. He was black, 6'6", big guy, wonderful guy. And he went from being a basketball player, moved here, rented a room. He was going to become an actor. And then he worked out 3 hours a day, every single day. And while he was at the gym, one of the guys, I can't think of his name now. It's not Louis Farrakhan, right? Is it? No, I think Louis Farrakhan is Nation of Islam. Oh, Kenwood. Okay. Yeah, Farrakhan is Nation of Islam. Anyway, this guy is the movie guy, and so his best friend said he wants to meet you, and he went over to meet him, and the rest is history. He flew him down to Atlanta to be in some of the movies, and then started flying him all around, and now he's making a ton of money, and he moved out, and that's that. Great guy. All right, Bridge. Everybody's saying hi. Profess, profess, protester at 39. Okay. The other stories about Aaron are probably muted information control. Well, whatever. This is about OSA, like Kelly said. Question: did you see my comment about 1965? No. Can you repost it? Because by the time I look for it, it'll be another 15 minutes. Professor, ooh, there you go. I think you reposted it. Did you? No. Vicky, me too. No. Tori, are you talking about? Yeah, Tyler Perry. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it when people remember things I can't remember. Yeah, Tyler Perry. That's it. And now he works for Tyler. But he's really good friends with him. It's amazing. His whole life changed. I mean, he bought a condo, and he's got a service dog that's really a cool dog. Yeah, Tyler Perry. Thank you for that. It's Barry Bob. All right, thank you. Oh, aloha JB808. You got it. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so resourceful. Style, I'm 73. This is Cult Water Vicky. And I made fun of myself about my tech skills and am able to laugh it off. I understand. And Tori, are you talking about Tyler Perry? Yeah, that's who. But thank you to everyone else who brought it up also, and you for reminding me. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so A Voice Down Under. Hey, hey. DM had his father followed around for many, many years at great cost. I know it was really awful. I talked to his father, and it was kind of tragic what happened to him. Anyone else buffering? Are you people buffering now? No, they're not. No, we're good, T. Has the live started? I'm getting 0.00 and a black screen with buffering. Voice Down Under, can you see me? Yeah, the live has started. Oh, wow, I can't see anything. Ooh, I'm sorry. Turn off your computer and turn it back on. Come back on. T, it's buffering because the signal is upside down under. Is that true or you're joking? He's probably teasing. I'm here. Okay. Power. He's goofing around. All right. So, do you guys have any questions regarding the Office of Special Affairs other than what I mentioned? Okay, Tori, what is OSA's main job in Scientology? Okay, originally they had what was called a guardian's office. And those guys did really heavy duty bad stuff, including breaking into our government. And it was the biggest break in they've ever had. And 11 people ended up, 11 Scientologists, including L. Ron Hubbard's wife, went to prison for that. And the only reason Mary Sue went to prison is because Hubbard blamed it on her. That's the kind of guy you want to marry. Anyway, so that was the guardian's office. Once they went to prison, it was obvious they couldn't keep running the guardian's office. So they said it's all canceled. It was run by Mary Sue and these evil people, which were all executives in the church. So now we are starting a whole new unit called the Office of Special Affairs. And that is responsible for Scientology's PR and legal. Now, they never mentioned the dirty tricks, but that is also part of OSA, just like having me open up those phony accounts. They wouldn't tell me what they were doing with them. And once I connected the dots, I left Scientology probably a month later. That was it. But that's it. It's really PR, legal, and dirty tricks. So that's what they're responsible for. But thank you for your question. You need lights on. Can't see your beautiful face. Here's my beautiful face. I know I'm trying to get better lighting, and Peter's going to come up. Peter used to do lighting for a high school, so he knows lighting. So he's going to come up and help me with it. And until he does, this is what we have. I turned on the overhead lighting, and both Kelly and I agreed, nah, it doesn't really, it's not better. It isn't. Okay, you need lights on. Can't see your beautiful face. Can you see my face now? Okay. Okay, wait a second. I missed something. Their toilets flush backwards, down under. So I'm applying Scientological thinking to tease buffering. You cornball. All right. Now, Professor Kakan says, comment. In 1965, thank you for reposting it. I got into Scientology through family involved since 1954. So they probably knew my husband's parents. Everyone knew the religion angle was just to keep the authorities out. Yeah, true. Had to rationalize why that's okay. That's very true. And back then, I mean, they would go to England because St. Hill was in England, and they stole the e-meters from them back then. It was really heavy. I mean, they had some fights to fight back then. Okay, loop tape. Do you think there's anything YouTubers and their communities can do to wake OSA agents who watch all these streams up, like how you were helped by Andreas? I think that's his name. It was Andreas Helderland. He passed away, I think, 2 years ago now. But he and I, there's the old thing of you're in the right place at the right time, and that's what happened. He is created Xenu.net, xenu.net. He's in Norway, and I was here, and I just felt like these critics have to know something because they're not leaving, right? And it's like no matter what we do, they don't leave. So they have to know something. They're not going to just stay and waste their time for nothing. There must be something I don't know. So that's when I got rid of OSA and decided, okay, I'm just going to go on the internet myself. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read anything because that's too dangerous. I'm just going to put myself in with, I considered them the cowboys because they were like cowboys. They could do what they wanted. They could say what they wanted, just like you guys. You can say what you want, do what you want. It isn't in Scientology, you can't. The higher up you get, the less you can say, the less you can read, the less you can watch TV videos. They're very controlling. So I did. I put myself in that group, and Andreas came and helped me. It was really shocking. I had spent 10 years reading books, so I had already helped myself, strip off a lot of mind control. Ooh, I just found another one of my ear things is over here. So anyway, he helped me. I woke up, and a lot of people were attacking me. It was kind of shocking. It really was. Like, really? You guys are worried about this? Okay, why can't I get this on my ear? Am I on the right ear? I think I am. Okay, but I can't hear anything. Oh yeah, you guys can't talk. Hi Tori, hi Chad, hi Audit LA. Hey, thank you for coming in. Everyone loves you, Audit. I hear good things about you all the time. Hi Kelly, and Kelly too, and JB808. You guys are a power team. Audit LA, I just realized I totally forgot to email you Ortega's info. Hi, Audit. All right. Voice down under. I restarted and still not getting anything. I'm going to switch my phone. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Tori, how many Scientologists currently do you think post are part of OSA now? There never was many. There was like maybe, I wouldn't say there were this many. It was probably like this many that were part of our group, the Top Secret Mafia. And how many are part of OSA? Remember, we were in a separate group that, Yachty ran under Gavino, Gavino worked for OSA. And Yachty was in the Sea Org, but then he left. And this is my theory on Yachty. Yachty, if you're listening, you can hear my theory. But see, in the Sea Org contract, if you ever break it, you can never work for a Scientologist again. You can never be on staff. The only thing you can do is rejoin the Sea Org. So my theory was, because I know his wife, well, who now passed away, but Kathy, they sent them to, I think, Israel, and they had machine guns. Sea Org guys had machine guns and stuff like that. And Kathy said, no, I don't want to do this. So Yachty said, okay, this was his third time of being in and out. So he left. But now he's out, and he's a Class 8 auditor and a CS. And I think OSA said to him, look, we've got to have somebody handle the internet. So you can come back on staff, which per the CO contract you can't, but they had to bend certain rules. So I think they let him go on staff at the enhancement center so he could keep auditing. And in the morning and way late at night, he was on with OSA, as OSA, doing his shit. That's what I think. That's my theory. And I'm sticking with it. How many Scientologists currently do you think? Okay, so not many. I don't think there ever were. No worries. Okay, Kelly, you still need it? I don't know who you is, Kelly. Who are you talking to? Oh, okay, we already did that. We already said that. Ah, my comments left. Where are they, Kelly? Live. There we go. Okay. No rush, Kelly. Thank you. All right, happy to see you. We're happy to see you too. And I'm happy to see your results every time I go by the complex. It's so funny. I mean, for Drew and I and Peter, because we used to all protest around there. And believe me, they were on our asses all the time. And now they say nothing. And Peter was like, wow, this is a big change. And I said, it's from Style Audit, or from Audit LA. Yeah, you mainly did that. Do you think, now this is from Loop Tape. Do you think there are any young folks who are part of OSA now, or is it all the older, very indoctrinated generation only? That I don't know, because they're not going to talk to me, so I don't know. I would guess they're trying to get some younger people in, because let's face it, people my age, there's a limited time we're going to be around. So they've got to start getting some younger people in, which is why I'm always telling the younger people, don't get in it, because it's a scam. And it is a scam. Tori Kelly's power went out. Okay, she's trying to get back into StreamYard now. Okay, thank you, JB808. You are so great. All right, Kelly, JB, Audit, big hugs. I agree, big hug. All right, in Style Audit, Tori, isn't there an OSA rep in every ideal org? I doubt it. I mean, I think in the old days there was, but I doubt if I can't, I haven't been there for 25 years, so I can't say for sure, but I doubt it. You can look in any org and there's about 3 people in it. That's it. And even the ideal orgs, there's like 3 people. So is there an OSA rep in every ideal org? They're going to say there is, but is there really? I have no idea. I have no idea how. We one time went and followed one of their buses that picked up all the staff. And, one of my friends said, what do they do in that building anymore? Because I used to know, the big Scientology building on Hollywood. I used to know, they ran all kinds of stuff, but there's nothing to run anymore. They don't even do auditing, I don't think. All right, now let's see. Hagen, audit LA. D5 from Melbourne. I'm curious about if there are any OSA in Australia. Yeah, they probably have somebody there. They did speak to T on the phone at an org once, but who knows if they were there or overseas. Just curious about fair gaming here. Well, to quote Jesse Prince, if they're after you, if it's weird, it's probably OSA. Now that doesn't mean for every person, but this is for high names that they're after. I can't tell you how many people that never were even in Scientology are like, oh, they're following me. I don't know, they're not. They don't have enough people to follow people, all kinds of people. Okay, and this is Bridge says, I think they bring in OSA when an org opens. Yeah, for sure. And for show, but those same people are seen in the LA and Clearwater. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ben Corden and I went, they had a big, huge grand opening in Pasadena, and it looked like thousands of people were on the street. We realized later it was just they used those filters to make it look like that. But we went the next day and there were 3 people there. That was it. It was so phony. It was like unbelievable. All right, now it must be amazing and kind of breathtaking to witness the before and after changes of Scientology from an activist and former scientist. It is. That's exactly right, JB808. It is. It's just amazing. That's why both Peter and Drew and Drew was never in, and Peter was only in for a couple of years. But for me, it's just dramatic to see the difference. It really is. And I could send Audit LA flowers every day, and she would deserve it. Do you know what I mean? It's like that's how much I feel. I want to thank her. Okay. Hey, Tamber June. All right. Style, you're thinking of a local DSA director of special affairs. I guess I missed the style thing. Does it matter to you? Not to me. Okay. In my opinion, there might be a Sea Org member in each, but a posted OSA member, I would highly doubt it. That's what I mean. They'll fly them in for, if there's a big deal or something. Like probably the guy in Scotland, where um, he just recently left. They probably had to get OSA over there to find out what the hell happened. How did this guy get on the internet and be on the internet? He was only in Scientology for a couple of years. I mean, I'm so proud of him. Amir, yeah, I really am. I'm really proud of him. It's really great what he did. Thank you. Does it matter to you, not to me? I think yeah, you said that. Okay. It is amazing, JB808. It really, truly is. And it's like, I want to get Drew to get out some of his old videos because he has videos of what it was like before. I don't know if you guys would still get it, but I think you would because you can see, they come out and talk to us and stuff like that. And not anymore. Not anymore. Style, you're thinking of the local DSA. Okay, okay. Woohoo! I can see the lovely Tori now. Oh, good. You got your camera going. All right. Good. Yes, that's the PLTP. What does that mean? Prior engagement? Oh, you have to go? Why does it matter to you, not to me? Thank you for coming by. It was fun seeing you. And I hope you got what you were looking for the other night to eat. Ah, a voice down under. Hey, they know OSA here. D. They have OSA here, D. Even if they don't have it in a certain place, they will implement things over the phone or internet to other Scientologists. Yeah, I think so too. But it's so ineffective. OSA, you're really lost. You should come over and talk to me. I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to change. Really do. But I'm not going to do your shit, and I never would. I told you that when I was in. It's like that's why they wouldn't tell me what they were doing because if they knew if they told me, I'd be out of there. I wouldn't have done it. But they did know. I had said to my auditor, "My life is in your hands. Whatever you need, I'll do." So they went, boom. There's our mark. Hi, Kelly. Welcome back. All right. So Voice Down Under can now see us. Although they don't have the resources they used to have back in the day, that's an understatement. So they will probably only bother if you're seriously disrupting their operations. But that's the thing, like Amir was in charge of all of the TikTok stuff. Can you imagine? And then he left and made a video about it? Yes. I'm so proud of him. So great. And if you're in and you're thinking, I want to do the same thing, come on out. Give me a call. I'll come pick you up. I will. And the Aftermath is doing a big fundraiser tonight to get money to help people that are in that want to leave. But they figure, what am I going to do? The Aftermath will help you out. They will. So check it out, aftermathfoundation.org. That's what it is. Okay, and it's the raffle is going from tonight. Thank you, Kelly. It's going from tonight until the 13th, which is L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. I love that. Ooh, look at all that cool stuff. So anyway, go on and get some stuff. They don't even have OSA in Scotland. They had to fly the OSA guy from Ireland. I know, that's what I'm saying. I knew they had to fly somebody over there, but I'm sure they did because they have to get control over it again, right? I mean, wait a minute, this is out of control. What's PLTP? Can somebody tell me? Oh, power lies to paralyze? Oh, okay. Thank you, JV808. PLTP. All right, very hip. Okay. I'm happy they're leaving you alone. Thank you. I am too, and I thank you for it all the time. I tell people about you all the time, and everybody knows you. You'd be surprised. I go, "Do you know Audit LA?" And they go, "Oh yeah, I know her." You know, and it's like they know of you. Do you know what I mean? They've watched videos and seen you, and it's very cool. It's very cool what you've done. I mean, it's monumental what you've done. And everybody else. I mean, I really can't thank all of you enough because everybody being on here, it really, really helps. It does. And they hate it. They just hate it. So the more you can bring people on here, get people to subscribe. They hate when my subscriptions go up. They really, really hate that. And I know that, Osa. I know it. Epic fail, to quote Anonymous. There you go. All right, Sandra Social. All right, 1989. Hi, dear. All right. I get emails all the time that are clearly OSA. I know. I get the calls from them. Some guy called me the other night and spit, and I said, "You are disgusting. Get a better job." It's like, good Lord, they're really down and out. I love your blue nails. Thank you. I know they're really kind of fun. They're for Easter, right? That's what I thought. I almost always have purple, but I thought, well, because of Easter, I'll change. And she pointed out they match my earrings. They don't really match them, but they go with them. All right. I know I'm worried about Amir, that they are saving up for something big. Believe me, Amir has so much stuff on them that you don't have to worry about him. He'll be fine. And there's plenty of us that'll help him. And he knows that. You know, what are they going to do? Don't listen to Amir. Oh my God, he's an evil, horrible person. It's so stupid. You know, it's just stupid. Don't worry about him. A voice down under. He'll be fine. Anybody who can do what he did and get out as quickly as he did will be fine. That's the way I feel. Hello friends. Hi, Dusty Soda Dispenser. That's another cool nick. Kelly says hi, Dusty. And Sandra Social 1989 says, so Elron is for Scientology what Jesus is for Christians and Muhammad for Muslims. Someone else would have to answer that. I'm not. I was raised a Catholic, but I left at 13. So I can't really speak for it. I don't think Ron for Scientology is what Jesus is for Christianity. No. I mean, Ron is a con man. Jesus, I don't think, was a con man. Whatever he did, most of what he said was pretty sane stuff. So I would not equate him to Elron. and I wouldn't equate him to Muhammad either. You know, I don't know. Hey, Dusty, says JB808. Dusty, says a voice down under. Hey, Dusty. Dusty soda dispenser. I was wondering if you would like to come on and have a chat with Tori sometime. Hey, good question, Kelly. I was just thinking that myself. That's very good. So, Dusty, if you would, we would like it. And you can see we just kind of chat around. Audit LA. Ah, nice hearts. Really nice. Paralyzed to paralyzed. Dusty, good to see you, my colorful friend. Group effort. Truly, it is. We have OSA in Canada. Yvette Shank. But see, the very fact that you know a name shows you how little it is. They used to have tons of people there. So it's like they have, you know, tiny, tiny, tiny. Dusty, there's a bunch of hearts from Hagabasher. Great Scott. Hi, Dusty. And a voice down under has some cool hearts too. I don't know how to do those hearts. Do you guys have iPhones or iPads or something? Or Apple? Because I don't think mine has little colorful hearts. If it does and it's an Android, please let me know. Hi, Haggis. Hi, Haggis. Everybody's saying hi, Haggis. All right, a voice down under. Scientology isn't even a religion. True. It's a worldwide criminal organization calling itself a religion. It is that, and it's also a fraudulent business. And that's what I point out all the time, because as soon as someone walks in, they try to sell them something. So it's proof right away. You can say a criminal organization, but they're not going to see that. And Scientologists are going to go, we're not criminals. Look at us. You know, we're a bunch of people that are helping mankind. That's our intention. So then you think, oh, okay. But once I realized, wait a minute, it's a soul sucking, mind control, fraudulent business pretending to be a religion. That is Scientology. That is exactly what it is. A soul sucking, mind control, fraudulent business pretending to be a religion. That's Scientology. And it's now in those words are now in AI, because I just have to type in Scientology is a, you know, fraudulent business, or I usually start out with a soul sucking, mind control, fraudulent business, pretending to be a religion. But all those words pop up, so I don't have to type them anymore. Way to go, AI. Hi, Connie. Good day, Professor T. Howdy there. Since you said you didn't care for LRH, what made you believe so strongly in Scientology when you first got in? I wanted to help people. I was in college, and my grandfather is a doctor, was a doctor. And I used to go with him at night. That's why I'm a night owl, because I would say, if you have any calls at night, wake me up. So he would. If I was there visiting, he'd say, come on, let's go, Tori. And I'd get up and we'd go with his little black bag, and he always helped these people, and I thought, I love that. That's what I want to do. So I went to high school, finished that, became a hippie, went, went to college, quit college, anyway. Long story short, I thought, all right, I'm going to go back to school and be a doctor. But then when I got there, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to make it through 4 years of college. And oh, you know what? I can take these out, because I realized I don't have to wear these because no one's talking to me. so I'm going to take them out. So I realized, no, I'm not going to make it through 4 years of college and 4 years of medical school and an internship. It just wasn't in my spirit. And started it, and I thought, wow, you can become a Dianetic auditor in like months, in a few months, versus, 8 years of college, right? And to me, at the time, I believed in clear. I didn't believe in L. Ron Hubbard that much. I mean, I wasn't for or against him until I saw those big pictures of him around Asho, and that's when I thought something's wrong with this guy. But but I liked Dianetics at the time, and I became a Dianetic auditor, and I audited people, and I thought it worked. I really did. And so I like the my side. There's training and auditing, and I did both because I did. But for training, for a lot of the lower bridge, you can do what's called co-auditing, where you audit me, I audit you, and we both get trained in it. And I thought this is so much smarter because it's cheaper, because getting audited in professional auditing is very expensive. I thought, nah, screw that. You just have to buy a course, train up in it, and then co-audit. So I loved it. So I co-audited a lot of my lower bridge, and thus, you know, I liked that. So I didn't really start disliking it until I got into the OT levels. And even then, I really believed, because everybody kept telling me, wait till you get to OT3. That's going to handle it, Tori. That's what you need. So I believed my friends. It was really, a lot of people in a lot of cults will say they stayed because of their friends and family. That's it. So anyway, that was it. Um, Dusty Soda Dispenser says, Kelly, I would like to, but I got kicked out of a group I was in. I didn't know building unity was a bad thing. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with us, Dusty Soda. I don't care if somebody kicked you out. I mean, I care for you, but I don't care for them. I mean, if they don't like you, too bad. This is an inclusion group. That's what it is. It's not exclusion. It's inclusion. So if you want to be included and you come tell your story. What the heck? Connie, hey Kelly BC. I don't think they'd kick you out. If it was stuff like swearing, or you're saying, stuff that's pornographic or something like that, you can't do that on here either. But that's just part of Facebook. That's the way it is. But other than that, if you're just having an argument with somebody, that's the way it happens. It's the internet. Hey, Dusty, haven't seen you for ages. Are you still doing lives? Well, we're trying to get him to come on here and do a live, D. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's Kelly. Hey, what's up?
So you took your earbuds out, and now your microphone doesn't work. So I have it all the way up from your computer, but we still can't really hear you.
Oh, I'll put it back in. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You owe me $5.
Maybe a lot more than that.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, all right. I took off my earbuds and I guess you can't hear me. That's weird. I don't get it. But I'll figure it out later. Oh, I know, because it's switched to earbuds. That's what it is. Wait, I remember that. I'm here. Here it is. Now wait. I better not. I better just put on the earbuds, because I know me. I don't know that much about stuff, and I'll screw it up. All right. So now, thank you, Kelly, for letting me know that. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me? There you go. Now they're in. Now one of them's in anyway. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me. All right, good. Thank you, Kelly, for letting me know that. Boy, that was weird. That's right. I remember you have to switch it back to speaker, for to not have it on the earbuds. So that made sense. Thank you for letting me know. Loved your interview with Amir. Yeah, nice. A voice down under. So everybody, if you haven't, go check that out. I think you can only do the hearts on YouTube chat, not in StreamYard. Oh, but you guys can do it in StreamYard somehow? Okay, Dusty, if you would like to, please get in touch with me, Kelly, BC, mod@gmail.com. There you go. Remember, the raffle is on from tonight till the 13th. And there was some good stuff on there, so go check it out because this is the raffle. And she's right. There's a lot of. I talked to Phil Jones, and he was the one who told me about it tonight. He said, yeah, it's they've really come up with some good stuff. So anyway, and the money all goes to help somebody who's leaving Scientology. So what the hell? See, Scientology? All right, now aloha, Haggis, great stream the other day. All right. Dusty soda dispenser. I can fly to LA and do it in person. I will need help with car lodging. I could bring Tori a shirt and actually hand it to her. Why can't we just do it like this? I mean, I would love to have a shirt, but getting you to fly here would be a bit. I don't know if we've got that in our budget, which we don't have any budget. So there you go. Anyway, we'll talk about it. Hagabasher, Great Scott. We have had too much snow. Ooh, and bloody cold to be out protesting. Yeah, that's for sure. Amen, sister. Forget about it. And this is Style Audit 1A. Dusty, we are just interested in hearing about you and not anyone else's business. Good point. And this is Michael Andreas. All right, Michael Andreas. Hearts found in the people section of the emojis. Cool. Dusty, just let us know when we can help a little. Yeah. Kelly said, save your money, Dusty. We can just do it online. Yeah. A voice down under. Okay. Loop tape. I have been on already a few months ago. Yeah, you can look her up on my site. You can scroll and see. Paralyzed to paralyzed. Houston, we have a problem. What's the problem? Uh-oh, you lost the volume? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I thought you could. It's okay, just a minute. All right. Kelly's gonna fix it. A, a voice. Well, come on again. I also definitely have to go back and find it. Sorry I missed it. I don't know what you're talking about. Not muted, but very low volume. Hmm. Now look here, it's all the way up at the top. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You are behind in the chat. Oh, that's typical. Okay. Tori Magoo, you're behind in the chat. Okay, thank you, Kelly. And thank you. I'm good friends with Amir. Oh, he's lovely. Yeah, he is lovely. I really like him a lot. Lolo, hi. We hear you. Okay, power lies to paralyze. Okay. All clear. All right, we hear you. Okay, good. Good thing she didn't turn off the phone. True. Good point. Yeah, I should probably always leave one on. Much better. Okay, good. Good. Only sand social 1989. Only extremely troubled person can become a Scientologist. That's not true. I cannot explain it in a different way. If you want to help people, there are other ways to do it. Of course, obviously, because you know all this information, because people like me and hundreds of other people have put information on the internet, so now you know it. But when I got in 1969, there was no internet. We knew nothing. And if you went to talk to a declared suppressive person, you were declared. So you were kind of screwed. And back in the day, I'll tell you, I still talk to Spanky and we laugh about it because it was a different time. It was such a different time. And it's like you guys only see all the bad because that's all that's on the internet. But back in 1969, 70, 71, we were just talking about it the other night, you know, how it's Celebrity Center. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. I mean, Bob Minton, who ran the Lisa McPherson Trust and helped me get out, multimillionaire, the late Bob Minton. But he said, after I told him what it was like back then, he said, you know, honestly, Tori, if I was there back then, I probably would have joined because it was fun. We had a lot of good times together. It was a way different thing than this. That's better. Okay, much better. Okay, good. Good thing she didn't turn off. Boy, is that the truth? You could, you look like you have a bit of a halo. Now? I don't have on the overhead light. The camera follows you. See what you want people to see. Anything else you plan to mention that I should get the links for? No, I think we're good. I think we're done. I mean, does anybody else have any questions? Tori, I will be back before 7. Oh, that was way back when. Yeah, that was when you were going to get the dog. Oh, she's back. The amazing girl. All right. Now, oh, I see what's happening. Oh. I am a knucklehead. Okay, now I see it. I was over in the private chat. That's why you were saying that. Troy Magoo, you were behind. Okay. Volume is good. Okay. I'm looking for an excuse to go to LA to meet Tori again. Is the perfect reason to go there. I get the airfare covered, lodging is a different story. Yep. It's beautiful how you support and uplift people leaving Scientology who are rebuilding their lives and selves like Amir. Reese and the recent interview with Bianca. Yeah, that was a good one with Bianca. I didn't know Bianca. It was fun to meet her. Yeah, thank you. I think you should go to LA. Would be good to see you there, Dusty. Blessing story. Thank you, Tiffany. All right, and Dusty Soda. Bridge, I'll take you up on that offer. I would to do concert night again as long as I don't get sabotaged like last time. Wow. I guess I wasn't with you guys. Oops, sorry for the caps. I didn't mean to shout. Don't worry. It's okay. Dusty, I'll email you. Okay. All right, good. They have something they're planning. Well, we'll have to have a protest, that's for sure. All right, so we've been on for, we've almost been on for 2 hours. All right. Sorry about that. So, unless anybody has any questions or comments, I think we're going to call it a night. Thank you for listening. I hope it helped someone, somewhere, somehow. I hope it did. And I don't see any other questions or comments, so I think we're good. So anyway, peace out for all of you. I love you and I thank you. And Kelly, thank you for helping me with this very much. And JB808 for doing the thumbnails. He is really good at it. So thank you both. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. I'm going to call it a night. Today is what day? It is Wednesday. So the next thing we're going to do is Friday. Good night. Dusty, I used to love when you worked concert nights in Clearwater. You were quite effective. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, stay cool for people in Clearwater. It's hot there. It's going to be hot here too. All right. So that's it. I'm going to end off. So end off. I love you guys, and I will see you Friday night. All right. Cheers. And don't forget about the auction until the 13th.